All right, Chris. Good morning. How are you? We good? Good morning. Today is a very exciting day for Jersey City, and I want to take a second to speak to the significance beyond Jersey City. Today we're at the Bergen Square intersection here, which happens to be recognized as the oldest formal town square in the United States of America, dating back to 1660. It also has a lot of significance prior to that to the native Indians that were here. I want to bring up a couple of the people that have been involved in this project to speak specifically. Just from a high level, what we did was made it more pedestrian friendly, an area that people can meet and converse, and the outcome has really been astonishing. You see every day more and more activity here. It's worked, and we're very proud of that. I'm going to start with bringing up the councilman for Ward C, Rich Bogiano, to say a couple words.
I want to say that this is really nice, and I hope a lot of the rest of the city gets projects like this done. And just to let you know, one of the first schools in the United States of America in the 1600s was across the street. That spot is one of the most historic spots in the United States, right across the street. So I'm glad to be here. Thank the mayor and everybody, and I hope we continue with more projects like this throughout the city.
Many, many words said by Rich Bogiano. Could I invite up Mira Prince Airy? She is the councilwoman for Ward B. Ward B is adjacent to this area here. Been very involved in this project. Councilwoman Mira Prince Airy.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I just want to say a special thank you to Director Patel, her entire team, to the Journal Square Neighborhood Association, to the Journal Square Special Improvement District, and to members of the Jersey City Museum and Landmarks Conservancy. This shows that these kind of projects are true teamwork. We get to celebrate the best of Jersey City, celebrate our history, and create spaces where we can, spend time, reflect in an urban area. It's very, very important to have those places where you can sort of set yourself aside and just take a break. And I look forward to work we're going to be doing in McGinley Square very soon. And also thank you to the mayor for your dedication to creating these plazas and these open spaces for the entire city.
Okay, now the most important person for this project is our Director of Infrastructure. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the engineering and the MUA team behind me, but Barca can recognize them. Our Director of Infrastructure, Director Patel.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm going to take some time and talk about this project because it's really special to all of us, and I think you can see the impact of it here today. So we started this project 6 years ago. The mayor and I were at a community meeting for Journal Square, and the discussion was about the lack of green space in this neighborhood and what the city could do to increase it. And so we had this idea of activating Bergen Square because it's a really unique urban space in that it's in the daily lives of people. It's not a park that's remote in another part of the city that you have to drive to or get to that's inaccessible. It's already a part of people's daily lives, but no one really knew how special it was because it hadn't been fully activated. Its potential wasn't realized. So what started as an idea to just make this into an urban plaza space then evolved into an exercise in historic preservation as we learned more about how unique this area is to not only the city and the state, but to the country, being the first established town square in the 13 colonies in America. We started to learn about the sustainability things that we could add in, transportation safety. And so all of those things, with the help of the community, have been folded into the design of this project, which is what makes it so unique and one of my favorite public spaces in Jersey City. I just want to highlight some of those things. So in converting this area from surface parking lots to an actual urban plaza that people can go to and sit and relax and spend time in, we've also reclaimed space back for pedestrians in an area where we have some of the lowest rates of car ownership in all of Jersey City is in Journal Square. And so many people are walking, biking, using transit every day already. So this is a space specifically designed for them. Along the way, we also incorporated sustainability practices practices. So we have several new trees that have been planted. We have green infrastructure in the rain gardens. We've planted native plantings to this area to support biodiversity in Jersey City. We have raised the intersection to make it feel like a pedestrian space first instead of a vehicular space first. And then we've brought in some elements of the history and the culture with the decorative mural in the raised intersection. So what you see with the red and gray markings is a traditional ribbon work pattern to the Lenni Lenape, which we've incorporated all the way around the perimeter of the square, as well as the intersection. And then that meets a circular pattern in the intersection, which is where the well used to be hundreds of years ago that gave water to the people and the livestock who all lived around here. So all of these different elements have been really carefully designed to not only pay homage to the history of this space, but to empower a new generation of people to use it as a public space. And we really see that as the power of Bergen Square. And all of that is done with all of these partnerships that the mayor mentioned. Firstly, the MUA, a lot of the work that went into this project is not even seen. It's not visible to us because it's all underground. It supports the infrastructure that sits on top of it, and that's because of the MUA. So I want to recognize Director Joe Cunha. I want to recognize the city engineer, Paul Russo, and the Deputy Director, Drew Banghart, who managed the construction of this plaza, which was very, very complicated, as you can imagine. The city's historic preservationist, Maggie O'Neill, and urban designer, Liz Oper. And then the SID, who helps make sure that the plaza shines every single day. They maintain it and take care of it. So thank you, Chris, for your partnership. And most importantly, to the mayor and the community members, they're the reason we were able to advance this project, build it out to what it was. They invested in the vision that we had for this space, and we're so happy to hand this over to the public now for use for today and for all of the years to come in the future. Thank you so much for being here and celebrating Bergen Square with us today.
Okay, I am going to invite up Dr. James Divler, been a long-time resident and activist and committee member in the area. Talk a little bit about the significance here.
Thank you, Mayor Fulop. It's a happy day. I'm just one of many people who have been promoting the history of Bergen Square for a long time, and I'm grateful to represent members of the Journal Square Community Association as well as my good colleagues from the Museum of Jersey City History, which is, of course, right down the street here at the historic Apple Tree House. A lot of thanks to the council people for their support of this project. For the various department heads and the work that they have done, and certainly to Chris Bernardo and the SID and his people from CDS who do a wonderful job maintaining the park and helping us out particularly nicely on Bergen Square Day, which of course is September 14th this year. If you don't have a postcard, make sure you get one, and I'll probably say it like 6 more times. But anyway, September 14th, Bergen Square Day. In any event, the history of Bergen Square is well chronicled. In fact, I wrote a booklet on the history of Bergen, and this is your copy, Mayor. I never had a chance to give it to you. Thank you. In any event, it's well known. I'm not going to go into the detail now, but I think one of the important things we can learn from the history is the value that the ancient native people, the Lenni Lenape, who used this space as a crossroads and for maize fields, a crossroads on their way down to the North River, a crossroads connecting the Hackensack River and the North River, or Hudson River as we call it today. And then the colonists, the Dutch colonists and the English colonists, all of these people who came before us recognized the value of human interaction and exchange. History is only important to the extent that it informs the present and helps us navigate the future. And today, more than ever, when tall buildings and technologies threaten to isolate us, a square like this, based on the value of human exchange and human interaction, as we see, can witness now every single day here, and that we will celebrate on September 14th, is critical to the life of a city. A city is its people, first and foremost, and today we celebrate that. So thank you again to everyone for being here today. I invite everyone again to come to Bergen Square Day, celebrate the square then and every day, but September 14th, and also to stop in the Museum of Jersey City History at the Apple Tree House. We have ongoing exhibitions. We have a great slate of programming for the fall, so we look forward to seeing you there too. Thank you.
I'd like to invite up Chris Bernardo, who is the point person and the administrator for the Journal Square Special Improvement District. Talk a little bit about the impact here.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you. First, I'd just like to take a moment to thank our mayor and our elected officials, our city council, and Director Patel, for having the vision and the courage to do a project like this at a very busy intersection, to have the vision to know that moving over from a more car-centric area to a pedestrian area would be helpful to the community moving forward, would support the residents that are here, and would help us create a really great, livable space that everybody can enjoy. So please, a big round of applause for our elected officials and our mayor. Thank you. It does take a partnership to get projects like this done. And I have to say, I've had the honor of being able to work on a number of public projects, and there hasn't been one that has been any better than this one. Its leadership, the way it was organized, the way that we were able to engage the community, we're really thankful. We're thankful to Barca for all of her help. I think since 2017 we've been working on this together, and the care that she showed at the project management level and then ultimately at the director level is really impressive, and we're really thankful for that leadership. We also want to thank the Community Association. They have contributed wonderfully to the vision of this project. They have a wonderful group that really moves projects forward, so we're very thankful for having that leadership here today. James Ivler, thank you very much for your help. So in terms of the partnership and trying to make sure that this space remains beautiful and can be enjoyed by everybody, the Special Improvement District has services here 7 days a week. Right now we're putting about 10,000 gallons of water on our plantings here every week to try to keep them beautiful and to preserve the public investment that's been made here. And I think all of this together reflects a really great public-private partnership. So we're very thankful to have everyone here today. Please enjoy the space, and thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we open up to questions, I just want to thank the team again, and also highlight that this is really part of a bigger vision that we've been consistent on for the last 10 years, prioritizing people and places over cars, whether it's Bethune Park on the south side of the city, or the Newark Avenue Pedestrian Plaza, or what we've done here in Bergen Square, or the bike lanes. We've tried to make this a city that focuses on people and movement beyond just vehicles. And then secondly, we've really tried our best to highlight the history here, and at the same time speaking to the future of Jersey City. And it wouldn't be possible without a terrific team that shares that vision. And then finally, I just want to highlight that you'd be hard-pressed to find another place in the entire country with as much change in the positive way as Journal Square. I mean, you could look behind me and see the amount of construction, open spaces, new museums, the Lowe's Theater, Bergen Square, and it is having a transformational impact on the city and the region. And again, we have a great team that's focused on that, and this is a part of that. So thank you all for coming out today. If there's any questions, please let us know. We're happy to address them right now. All right. I think we're good. Yes. Question was, what was the overall dollar investment in the project? Barca, you may want to speak to that. There were two iterations of this. I just want to highlight. There was a first plan, and then we had to do a little bit of changes because of the flooding of the four corners here, and to make sure that it's more sustainable. So, do you want to speak to that?
So the overall cost is 1.8 million, and that's inclusive of all of the underground utility work that had to happen to make sure the green infrastructure didn't negatively impact any of the properties surrounding the square. The surface treatments, the new concrete sidewalks, the asphalt, all of the striping, and then the plantings and furnishings as well. So 1.8 million.
Yep. For that location or for the museum? Yeah, we've been in conversation with France and the Centre Pompidou on next steps. There's been some correspondence back and forth. We feel there are some still opportunities to make that project a reality despite the state's position, and we're exploring that with them. And then we're going to have a more robust conversation with the City Council once we have clarity around the direction of the Centre Pompidou project on what we're going to do with the Pathside building and the adjacent building. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, let's do that.